Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor, and the sun is shining and not a very good image, but who cares? It's content that matters, right? Okay, so getting right into this, I did a video recording on Sean Carroll. Actually, Sean just released his latest podcast this morning, but I'm listening right now to his solo. Solo meaning that he has no guests, and he talks for an hour and 50 minutes, and he is amazing. He's talking about gravity and quantum mechanics. His new book is a world. What's the name of it? It doesn't really matter, but let me just bring it up anyway. I just want to be correct here. Here's Sean, by the way. There's Sean. So, Sean's a theoretical physicist specializing in quantum mechanics, gravity, and cosmology. I hate when there's a pause here, but okay, it doesn't really matter. But The World's Hidden, I believe, is the name of the book. Let's see. Let me go. I want to be correct here. Going down publications. From he also, I finished reading The Big Picture on the Origins of Life, Meaning in the Universe Itself. Okay, this is the name of Sean Carroll's latest book, released Tuesday, actually. Something Deeply Hidden, Quantum Worlds and the Emergence of Space-Time. Okay, so people who don't study physics or don't understand it, I'm not saying you have to be an expert here, but having people who don't even have a general understanding of physics and quantum physics and this whole idea of the Everettian theory of many worlds and all this. If you don't get this, you're like, what? That seems so out there. But the math works, okay? So this person thinks like it's crazy talk. Like, oh, what are you watching like The Matrix or something? And I know how it might sound, but it's not at all what you think. First of all, let me just say this. People think that the world is like, oh, like, hey, I have a job and I do ordinary things. I get up and I brush my teeth. I go to the bathroom. I eat and I go to work, and it's long and boring, and things are solid. Things are just mostly boring, right? Life is boring. But I don't know if you people realize that the world is way, way crazier. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's more than what it seems. Okay? The world we're familiar with is not really the real world. Let me explain it this way. Okay, right now, sitting here talking into this video camera. The Earth is rotating sort of a tilt on its axis, spinning. I think it's 17 miles a second. What does that translate to? 1,000 miles an hour? Spinning on its axis, and it's also rotating and then evolving, going around the sun at about 1,000 miles an hour. And this whole thing, the solar system and everything, is flying out into infinity. All right? Right now, rotating 1,000, spinning on its axis, spinning, and then turning around 1,000 miles an hour, spinning 1,000 miles an hour around the sun, and then 1,000 miles an hour, everything is expanding into infinity. Okay? You don't know this, right? And did you know that this is not really, it's solid, but it's made of atoms and there's subatomic things. Like if I take this cup, you say cup, but do you know this is comprised of atoms? And it's mostly empty space. Did you know that, people? The atoms are mostly empty space, right? You have proton and neutrons, and then you have the electrons, but the most of it is empty space. But yet, okay, I just want you people to think out of the box and think about this. Okay, not only let's take a look at how small things are. Go on to YouTube and go on this really neat animated thing. How small is an atom? Maybe I'll post it right into one of my comment section. It's mind-boggling. I'm not going to go into it right now. I'll just post that. It's just the best. And then, so try to wrap your brain around this. Okay, this is planet Earth, third planet from the sun, right? So we are in our solar system, right? And we have our sun, and our sun is one of many stars in our galaxy, Milky Way galaxy. So, and there's nothing special about our star. Just totally middle of the road. Now now try to imagine this. There are an estimated 100 billion, probably more. That's a conservative figure. 100 billion stars like our sun in our galaxy with planets around it, which could have life. Okay? Try to wrap your brain around that. Just our galaxy, Milky Way. And by the way, Milky Way is not a big, huge galaxy, just an average, middle of the road galaxy. Milky Way, 100 billion stars. In our galaxy, Milky Way, 100,000 million. Okay? Galaxy. There are 100 billion, maybe more. I've heard like 200 billion. Try to, that number doesn't even make sense, a billion, but 100 billion galaxies. 100 billion stars in a galaxy and 100 billion galaxies. Now, I'm not done yet. In the center of which leads to a black hole, right? You see the galaxy, into which infinite number of universes. Okay, people, so when you say, oh, it's weird, many worlds interpretation is a weird one. It's odd, but you're just not thinking. You're not thinking. And by the way, the math works, right? So, okay, I'll be doing a lot more videos on this. It's not weird. You're not in touch with reality. You people out there say, oh, it's weird. No. You're not thinking this through. Okay, so let me end it here. Now, the only thing, like Sean Carroll will say, like I remember Sean Carroll's on Joe Rogan, and he's like, oh, this quantum mechanics and quantum physics, you could be in two places at one time, at the same time, and things split, and it's like things appear and disappear. He goes, it's like magic. And Sean goes, no, it's not magic. And it's not magic. It's the quantum. Listen, there are the four forces, the basic fundamental laws of physics: gravity, electromagnetism, and then the other two, strong force, weak force, are within the atom, right? So those four forces are as solid as this. Like, so those four, let me state it this way: those laws of physics, gravity, electromagnetism, strong force, weak force, have never been violated, ever, in 14 billion years. Like, gravity will always be gravity. Electromagnetism will always be, it's always has been. That's what I mean, like when you think about spooky shit, like, oh, something's just going to appear. No. If it violates the laws of physics, that just doesn't happen. So if you want rock solid, think of the four laws of physics: gravity, electromagnetism, strong force, weak force. That's solid. That's 100%. Although nothing's 100%, as they say. And then we're always learning more, new theories, right? Okay, we thought Newtonian classical mechanics was the end all, end all, and now with the quantum physics, and we still don't understand quantum physics. Okay, this is exciting stuff. All right, so let me end it here. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.